Poland presents a compelling educational paradox. For decades after the fall of communism, its system was viewed as highly centralized and resistant to change. Yet, in the 21st century, Poland has transformed itself into an unexpected global success story, particularly evident in the PISA, Programme for International Student Assessment Rankings, where its students consistently outperform many richer Western European nations. This remarkable turnaround is not accidental. It is a story rooted in national commitment, painful structural reforms, and a deep-seated belief in education as the ultimate path to democratic and economic resilience. But how did this system, born from Soviet uniformity and forged by post-Soviet decentralization, achieve such striking results? And can it sustain this success as it faces new pressures from technology, migration, and the European Union? Origins, centralization, decentralization, and the 1999 reform. The current structure of Polish education is a direct result of historical and ideological pressures. Prior to 1989, the system was highly centralized, ideological, and focused on uniformity, typical of the Soviet bloc. The subsequent post-communist transition allowed for a massive and necessary shift toward decentralization and the reintroduction of the humanities and critical thinking into the curriculum. The most transformative change came with the 1999 Millennium Reforms. This legislation fundamentally reshaped the school structure, moving from a rigid two-tier system to a three-tier model. The key innovation was the introduction of the three-year Gimnazjum, lower secondary school, delaying the crucial moment of tracking, or streaming students into vocational or academic paths, until age 16. This delayed tracking, keeping all students in a common educational environment for longer, was a deliberate policy choice to level the playing field, combat social stratification, and ensure a higher, more uniform standard of basic education across all socio-economic groups and regions. This decision is widely credited by international bodies as the single most powerful factor behind Poland's subsequent dramatic rise in PISA scores. The political will to implement such a disruptive, expensive reform demonstrated a profound national belief in equality of educational opportunity. Current events, human development, and political countershocks. Today, Polish education is defined by a focus on competence-based learning and Matura excellence. The Matura, final comprehensive exam, remains the rigorous and definitive gateway to higher education. However, recent years have been marked by political turbulence that threatens to undo past successes. The 2017 counter-reform saw the government dismantle the successful Gimnazjum, reverting to a more traditional 8+4 structure, 8 years of primary, 4 years of secondary. This abrupt structural reversal, driven by ideological concerns about cost and national efficiency, caused significant systemic disruption, leading to severe overcrowding in secondary schools and a palpable loss of momentum in long-term strategic reform. Currently, the national conversation centers on digital literacy and mental health. The pandemic exposed severe and widening inequalities in digital access, pushing the government to accelerate investment in IT infrastructure, though implementation remains uneven. Furthermore, as Polish students continue to excel academically, there is an intense national debate about the cost of this success. Academic stress. The high-pressure environment necessitates greater psychological and social support within the school system, a challenge compounded by ongoing debates about the ideological balance and historical interpretation within the national curriculum. The European Union equation: mobility, standards, and funding. The European Union exerts a powerful modernizing influence that both harmonizes and pressures the system. First, the EU guarantees mobility and opportunity. The Erasmus Plus program is exceptionally popular among Polish students, fostering a generation of internationally experienced graduates who now expect and demand a dynamic, globally competitive education system at home. This mobility acts as a natural pressure mechanism, preventing educational stagnation. Second, the EU mandates qualifications harmonization. Through the European Qualifications Framework, Poland must consistently align its tertiary and vocational qualifications, ensuring its degrees are recognized and portable across the bloc. This creates a vital upward pressure on educational quality, requiring continuous re-evaluation of curricula to ensure Polish skills meet the advanced demands of the unified European job market. The EU also targets funding, channeling resources via programs aimed at improving VET, vocational education and training, to meet the advanced skills requirements of modern European manufacturing and technology sectors, directly linking education to industrial strategy. The future, challenges for younger Poles and demographic shift. The future for younger Poles is characterized by a fascinating mix of opportunity and systemic instability. On one hand, a Polish student with a high-quality Matura and an EU-recognized degree has unparalleled economic mobility across the entire continent. They are highly educated, often multilingual, and highly sought after by European employers. On the other hand, they face intense domestic pressures that undermine their ability to thrive at home. The high cost of living, the crippling housing crisis, a major focus of national policy, and structural issues in the labour market mean that high academic achievement does not automatically translate into stable, affordable lives in Poland. Furthermore, the Polish education system now faces the massive urgent task of integrating a rapidly growing population of immigrant children, particularly from Ukraine, many of whom have suffered educational disruption. This necessitates substantial new investment in resources, language support, teacher training focused on integration and multicultural pedagogy. A stark contrast to the historical focus on national uniformity. The nation's long-term prosperity hinges on successfully navigating these complex demographic and socio-economic integration challenges. Policy pathway, securing stability and equity. Polish politicians and the Ministry of Education have a clear three-part pathway to securing the system's future and cementing its PISA successes. Stabilize the structure and governance. End the political pendulum swings, such as the ideological debate over school structure. A stable, predictable educational architecture is the foundational prerequisite for all other long-term reforms, demanding a commitment that transcends single electoral cycles. Professionalize the workforce. The critical teacher shortage and low morale must be addressed. This requires not just increasing remuneration and professional autonomy, but investing in mandatory standardized professional development focused on digital pedagogy and inclusive practices. Targeted equity investment. Implement targeted, large-scale financial interventions in socio-economically disadvantaged schools. Learning from international programs like Germany's Startchancen, Poland must ensure its PISA success is not limited to privileged urban centres. This requires leveraging state and EU funds to purchase IT equipment, hire support staff, and provide crucial extra learning hours to break the social inheritance cycle exposed by the PISA results 2 decades ago. Conclusion: the enduring pursuit of Edukacja. Poland's journey through educational reform is a potent symbol of its national revival. It showcases how decisive structural change can yield powerful results on the global stage. Yet, the work is never finished. The challenge is now to translate that academic excellence into genuine social mobility, digital readiness, and economic stability for every young Pole facing a volatile global market. If this deep dive into Poland's educational architecture has illuminated the crucial link between governance, finance, and social mobility, you'll find similar comprehensive analysis across our channel. For a deeper look into the Polish housing crisis, the critical economic challenge facing these young graduates, watch our video, Poland's Housing Horizon: From Crisis to Opportunity. For a comparative view on structural educational challenges and the impact of federalism, check out our latest on the German education reforms and the PISA shock. And for more advanced perspectives on global governance, economics, and politics, please like this video, subscribe to World Perspective, and join our community. Thank you for watching.